ends up leading to their downfall.
Okay, so in your guys' houses, you guys might have debated over if it was generic or artistic, and that was kind of how it was like in the actual houses. There was always fighting going on, so that's why they decided to like burn down the houses. So this is just kind of like a visual way to show you guys that. So now we know about the story.
So for our rating system, since they burned down the house, we're using matches. We're not lighting them or anything, but we're using them. So, first.
I rated this 4 out of 5 matches because I feel like it really connected to the genre well. Like it had the mystery aspects, like we didn't know what was going on the whole time. It was like a major plot twist at the end. It had drama, like a love interest, everyone fighting over money. And then I'm into books that are like mysterious and like you don't really know what's going on until like the last chapter in the book, and that's really what this book was. Like we kind of knew bits and pieces like Cadence did, but we didn't find out everything until the end. And if you're into those kind of books, I'd recommend reading this one because I thought it was great. And I would have rated it 5 if we found a little more, we found out a little more about why they were called the Liars. We kind of didn't because it ended up getting like all cut before the book got published because they were like boring parts or whatever. And so they ended up not making it to the final copy and we weren't able to read them.
I rated it 3 out of 5 matches just because it fit the genre where it was mystery and all that stuff, but I didn't find it very thrilling and I find it very repetitive, where it was just kind of like going through the book, and but everything else was really nice, but it just didn't keep my interest.
Okay, so this book for me fit the mystery genre very well because it had so much suspense and so much build up and everything. And I liked that about the book because it kept me reading it and I didn't want to put the book down at all. But its downfall for me was there was such a lack of detail. Like it was suspenseful, but there could have been so much more done to the plot. So that's what that was what was holding me back from giving it more matches. So right now I give it 3 out of 5 matches.
Yeah, I agree with TJ because they didn't really fully explain the characters like in super great detail. Like I knew mostly everything about Cadence and then little bits and pieces about Gat, and then everybody else I felt like they were pretty flat characters. So yeah, I rated mine 3 matches out of 5. And I would have given it 4 because the only thing I didn't really like was the lack of description on the characters, but I also really didn't like the ending because it made me mad that everybody just died, and I didn't like that, so I gave it 3.
And then I also thought it fit like the mystery drama genre really well, and I would rate it 3 out of 5 matches. What I didn't really like about it is like randomly throughout the book there was different style elements that were like it was telling the story, but then they also went off into a tangent story that was like the grandpa explaining how like his daughters are 3 princesses, and it was written in like italics and stuff. Like I'm not really a fan of like going to one like keep going back and forth because that can get kind of confusing. And like one thing I would like add about it is maybe like more foreshadowing in it, so it like builds the suspense a little bit more instead of just like, okay, like here's the storyline.
I rated it 4 out of 5 matches. For the genre, I feel like it did like fit. Like there was some suspense, yeah. But I thought overall like it was kind of slow. I thought it could have been like given more clues to it. It was just kind of like it just hit you at the end, like yeah. And like overall, I do agree with like Kelsey and TJ, and like the characters were kind of flat. You only kind of knew like mostly about Cadence and Gat, and like the other ones. They're just kind of there, I guess. So they kind of like went through the plot, but I don't know. Yeah.
So I also rated it 3 out of 5 because like the main story is supposed to be following, like the book itself is called We Were Liars, you know, but the plot is supposed to be like following them, but then it got cut from the actual thing, so it makes all the characters seem flat, and you're wondering the entire time if the plot is building towards the reason they were called liars, but instead it turns in a different direction. But like the plot twist itself was good. But then I also felt like the ending itself was poorly done because it turns out she like after she learns about that she killed the 3 others by accident, she just goes away for 3 days and like slumbers by herself, but then she goes right back to the family and seems perfectly fine with killing 3 people and a couple of dogs, and just the story ends like that.
So all these matches symbolize power, and just like their theme, power can lead to destruction. Yeah, so now that you guys know the story of your guys' cousins, we are the Sinclair family, and so we don't really like to keep things out in public. So if anyone asks, just lie.
Thank you.
Hey, you wanna play some bluegrass?